Your 30s are your wealth decade. The decisions you make will either set you up for the rest of your life or leave you playing catch up. Welcome back to my channel where we're building wealth to live life on our own terms, one money move at a time. Today I'm sharing 5 money moves to make in your 30s that'll set you up for success and reduce your overall money stress. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, you're in the right place. I'm Rami, a real estate investor on track to retire in my early 40s, and I'm sharing all of my tips to achieve financial freedom without sacrificing the little luxuries along the way. So let's get into it. Number 1 is fix your mindset. The mind is so powerful, and anything you're going to achieve is first conceived in your mind. It's important to examine the limiting beliefs that you have around money and start to own them and reframe. Do you believe that you can get out of debt? Do you believe that you can make more money? Do you believe that you can have financial freedom? Everything that you're going to accomplish starts with a solid mindset. There's so many things that I've achieved simply because I believed that I could. It doesn't mean that I was the smartest or the most strategic, but I was gritty and resourceful, and most importantly, I believed that it was possible. And that starts with what you feed your mind. One thing I do is study people that are doing something that I want to achieve. It's important because it signals to my brain that it's possible. I'm Nigerian. And when someone's achieved something great, Nigerians say they don't have 2 heads. It's a reminder that you can attain it too. You're just as capable. Early on in my career, I was earning around $45,000 supporting some of the top salespeople at the company who were also older than me. I would build their pitch content, and if they landed the deal, some of their quarterly bonuses were more than what I was making in a year. They were talking about the houses they were buying, the lavish vacations they were going on, the fancy dinners, and I couldn't help but feel a little bit jealous. I wasn't in a position to enjoy any of this stuff at that time. I remember telling one of them that I was close to, that I was looking for other job opportunities, and even shared the salary figure that I was trusting God for. She literally laughed in my face. She laughed loudly. Then the limiting beliefs. You're too young to make that. That's not possible. You're making what you're supposed to be making right now. And for a while, I was discouraged. Maybe she was right. Maybe this was kind of the ceiling of what I could make right now. But the important thing is I saw other people my age with my same skill set that were making more money. So I knew that it was possible. And I knew that I could do it too. If I believed her, I wouldn't have applied for my next job, where I was offered the exact salary figure that I had told her about, almost double what I was making in that job. Believe that it's possible and train your mind to see opportunities instead of limitations. Otherwise, you'll stay in vicious cycles. Number 2 is eliminate high interest debt. Yeah, it's a great idea to invest. I always say that you cannot save your way to wealth. Investing really is the answer. But if your investments aren't returning you more than what you're paying in your interest on debt, it's actually not helping you. Things like credit card debt and other high interest debt should be eliminated as quickly as possible. I'll link a video that I made that shares my framework for how to approach this. But a good rule of thumb is if your debt interest rate is over 8%, you should pay that off before investing. That number comes from the fact that most investments aren't going to return you over 8%. I do want you to hear this though, not all debt is bad. So if you have a low interest rate or that debt is actually being leveraged to make you more money, then you don't have to focus on paying it off as soon as possible. Weighing your opportunity costs is a really important strategy to make sure that you're making the best decision in line with your goals. Number 3 is diversify your income. I talk a lot about making more money and how to increase your income on my channel, and obviously that can come in many forms. And it's important to make sure that there are different forms. So yes, we all get those warm fuzzies when we find out that we got a promotion, and we should invest the difference instead of inflating our lifestyle and, upgrading our car, our house, etc. But also you should focus on having multiple sources of income, a side hustle, rental properties, different types of investments, something that takes away your full reliance on your main source of income and increases your overall income to allow you to aggressively invest. It's really dangerous to have all of your eggs in one basket. I work in tech, and the company I work for is in a season of instability. We've had a layoff every year since 2022, so I don't have the luxury to become complacent and just rely on that source of income. I have to make sure that I'm hedging my bets, investing my money, and creating other sources of income to avoid a bad situation. If you're not investing it and spending wisely, you're in a position to have your lifestyle completely toppled overnight. Number 4 is investing in what you know and believe in over a long time horizon. In my 20s, I was always trying to find new creative ways to build wealth. At one point, I actually tried to become a day trader. I was reading charts, figuring out when to buy, figuring out when to sell, and really making no progress. I didn't have the necessary understanding of the market to actually be day trading. I wanted to become wealthy as quickly as possible, and it actually ended up costing me time and money. Now I believe that there's a simple formula to wealth. My husband and I primarily invest in real estate in cities that we either live in or have lived in, and we invest in index funds. That's it. There's no secret formula. There's no get-rich-quick scheme. It's all about investing for the long term in what you know. I recommend getting started with a robo-investor that helps you identify your investing persona and does the heavy lifting for you. I'm linking the one that I use in the comments. And last but not least, create your wealth plan. There are levels to building long-term wealth. You need a clear goal. If you want to be work optional, you have to figure out what it takes to get there. So calculate your FIRE number. You have to know how much you need on day 1 of retirement to last you the rest of your life. From there, you can optimize based on what's going to get you there and expenses that you care about along the way. What you'll find, and what I've found, is that contributing lump sums, so bonuses, financial gifts, things like that, shave years off of your retirement journey. That knowledge is powerful. Without knowing that, you may just spend it instead. At the beginning of every year, my husband and I sit down and look at our wealth plan. We talk about what we achieved the last year, what went well, where there are opportunities, and we also plan for the year ahead. Our overarching FIRE number helps set context and put things into perspective. Without a plan, it's going to be difficult for you to fulfill your goals. What are some money moves that you're making in your 30s? Let me know in the comments. If you want to shave years off your retirement journey, subscribe to my channel for weekly tips. Stay financially fabulous.